And here we go. Now I've never used this egg separator before, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens. See if we can get the yolk out. Come on, separate nicely for me. Oh, what do you know? Ha! It looks like it worked. Oh, can't argue with that. That is a good start. Now what I'm going to be doing will be keeping the yolks separate, and it'll make it a bit easier for me. So I'm guessing we pour the white into one of these little containers. So I'll pick that one there for the moment, and in she goes. I'm also guessing that we need to undoubtedly pop one of these in, so let's put that one in and pop this over into the water and see how we go. Now I've got the water on, it's starting to boil. The interesting thing with this, it floats. As you can see now, it's bubbling away nicely, so we'll give that about 4 minutes and take it out and see if we can add the yolk. Let's see what happens. If I undo that, will that pop up? No, it looks like we need to cook for a bit longer, so I'll pop that back in, and 4 minutes is definitely not enough. Now we've had it in for 8 minutes, and see what happens this time. Oh, that's better. Okay, now I'm guessing the yolk, you can't really pour it in like that, so I'll break it up with a bit of a fork so we can actually pour it in and see what happens. Well, that one looks all right. I think it'll be a bit easier to see the eggs cooking, and we'll just have to wait. I think the yolk will firm up nicely, but time will tell. I've decided to put the tops, because these do separate. I'm guessing that maybe they're meant to be put on and sort of act like little pressure cookers for the yolk. I don't know, but that's what I'm doing. They've been cooking for roughly 6 minutes at the moment with the lid on, and they're looking pretty good actually. What I've done, I've put some cold water in the saucepan and popped this back on, and I'm just going to let it sit there, cool off a little bit. I'm guessing that'll make it easier to remove the egg from the containers, but time will tell as always. So let's see what happens. We've got a bit of water in that one, a bit of water there, water again, so water definitely gets into these things. I'll just tip that water off and see if we can pop them out. Pop it onto the plate here with a bit of luck. Okay, that come out. That one came out. We'll plonk him over there. That one came out, and this one here, which is the dud egg, and that came out as well. Oh, well, that's not bad. We've got 4 little eggs coming out, and take off the little plastic on the bottom here, the little doobawackies. I think maybe, oh yeah, they're all lifting off. I'm sort of thinking, yeah, definitely a little bit of oil maybe on them, because they're still adhering a little bit to the plastic there. And we'll slice the eggs up in a second and see how they've come out. Now we do have to cut them, of course, so let's start with this one. Slice a little bit off. That looks half decent, not bad at all. Let's have a look at this one. That's not bad. Let's have a go at this one. And again, not bad at all. This one, which was the heart, I don't think that's going to, don't think there's going to be much in this. I think it's just a mess. Yes, an absolute mess. But still edible, that's all that matters. For the second batch, I've actually coated all the equipment here with a bit of olive oil or vegetable oil or whatever you want to use, but I'm using olive oil. Yeah, I've decided to fill up the centres of these with hot water. Now this time I've actually dropped it into boiling water, whereas before I actually had it on a lower temperature and raised it to boiling. Now let's have a bit of a look and see how these have performed. That's okay. That's looking good. Wow, nice and hot that one. Put my fingers on the water. Bit hard to get out. Bit of oil on the lid on that one. And it's the same on this. Note to self, do not put oil on the handles. It makes it very hard to lift. Okay, that's looking good. And that one's perfect. Okay, well that's worked well. Now the only other thing I've done different is I've put all the yolks into one little bowl and stirred them up so they're nice and runny, as they say. So we should be able to just simply pour into each of these. Dropped it into boiling water. Let's see what we've got. Okay, there's a little bit of water on the top. That seems to be when I put it into the cold water. The water goes past the seal, but they're all nicely cooked. I'll just go empty the water out. The eggs look perfectly cooked. Let's see if we can pop them out now. Hopefully it'll make a difference, because I have put some, oh yeah, that makes a huge difference. That slipped out. I'll put some oil into each of these little sections, and as you can see they're just sliding out nicely. They've got a nice look on the egg too. The first batch I did, they were a bit rough coming out. No, that's perfect, not an issue. Look at that, separates beautifully. Looking good. As you can see, they've come out absolutely perfect this time, so it does make a difference putting a little bit of olive oil or vegetable oil, if you have a spray or whatever, on the actual mould itself. Looks perfect. I cannot fault it this time round. Very happy. And this is what the box it looks like. I'll just flip it round. Everything is pretty well in Japanese this time. I don't speak or read any Japanese, so I've got absolutely no idea what any of this says, apart from the main word, which we'll see in a second. I'm going to flip it around here, and just simply says Dreamland. That's all I can read on it, nothing else. So let's have a look in the box. Goes down there. And we have some bits and pieces, looks like some instructions. What have we got here? Okay, we've got a, let's set that way. And again, I can't read any of that, that's all in Japanese. And the same on the other side. Oh, look, I can read the numbers, so that's something. But going up and down, I can't read any of that. So I'm not certain how long I'm supposed to cook things for, but oh well, trial and error, we'll give it a go and see what it comes out like. What else have we got here? That's, oh yeah, made in Japan. I'm assuming that's telling you a little bit about it again, but as I said, I can't read any of it, but I can look at the picture. Hey, pretty picture. Nothing on the other side. And we've got ourselves an egg separator, it looks like, or egg yolk separator. How do we get into that? Okay, tear it open. So we've got that, and oh yeah, piece of that. Now looking at the picture, that goes in, okay, so it goes down in there, and just twist it, okay. What's the other way? No, around the other way. Gosh, silly me. Goes that way. Ah, that's better. So you can actually pick it up. What have we got in here? Okay, we got the shapes, it looks like. So you can actually see the shapes that the egg yolk is going to produce. Square one there. And a little flower pattern on that one. What have we got on the bottom? Okay, so you just pop them out. So a little plate comes out underneath. Okay. So I'm assuming they all pop out. Yep, looks like they all pop out. Well, that's pretty well all there is to look at that. So we'll put it into practice and see what happens. I'll see if I can sort out some instructions, not from them, but my own instructions, based on what I know about cooking soft-boiled eggs. And then I'll have to make it a bit harder and make them hard-boiled eggs. So this will be fun. Well, in theory.